Hello friends, today we make this delightful mission style key rack. Stay tuned. Mission style is a branch of arts and crafts that's commonly known for features like these vertical bars and these curved side pieces right here. It's the preferred style of furniture for my wife and myself. So that's why this and the companion video of the mission style wall sconce are built in this fashion. And the brass pins here to hang the keys I thought were just a fun modern touch. For materials today we have a piece of oak. This one comes in plastic. Ooh, I picked this up at Menards a couple months ago. It's a 1x6x6, and I think there is more than enough material here for me to get 2 projects out of. So, let's get cutting. I also picked up a packet of these straight rod long pins with a brass finish. They're 1/4 by 1 3/4, and I think I'm going to use those mounted at an angle to hang keys from. This project's pretty straightforward, but I put all my pencil markings ahead of time as far as dimensions are concerned. So for example, this is 12.5 inches long. This is going to be 2 inches wide. It's the top. 12.5 inches long, 3.5 inches wide. Bottom, I've got 3 pieces that are going to be decorative middles. I've got 2 10-inch pieces that are eventually going to have a curve on them, like this, which will make perfect sense in just a little bit. And I'm not too worried that my saw blade is going to take off 1/8 of an inch every time. Not that important. I need these pieces to be a hair bit thinner, so I'm going to take them here and just shave off about a little over 1/8 of an inch. All right, now let's take a look at how this is roughly going to look when it is assembled. We've got our 3 middle pieces. We've got a bottom piece. Top. This is a left side and a right side. Here's the actual top. Now if we bring that flush, ultimately there's going to be a little bit more of an overhang here because these are going to go, the top and the bottom are going to go through the left and the right hand side. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do next is with the top pressed tightly, we get a nice tight corner here and everything looks square. In fact, I'm probably going to clamp it as I'm doing this. I'm going to trace around the top like this and the bottom like this on both sides, cut them out of my scroll saw, and then just cut out a simple curved pattern for that mission style effect, like so. With the staining done, now I can move on to my clear protective finish. I already have one coat on, and today I'm using shellac. Shellac is actually a natural sealant product. It's a hard resin secreted by an insect that is then sold and broken down, dissolved into alcohol, and it becomes things like this, or what you put on your nails. It's just a natural alternative to polyurethane, and it is definitely different than polyurethane or varnish, although they're kind of used interchangeably. I am using shellac for the very first time on this project, and I like it. So I've already got one coat on thus far. What I'm going to do now, since I'm finishing in my workshop and it's definitely not dust free, I'm going to very lightly sand over this and just break down some of that resin a little bit more with some 320 grit, and then I'm going to apply my second coat. Shellac likes to be applied quickly. So as you're going, be sure to do long strokes across the board if you can on the top like this. It's harder to do it on smaller pieces like this, and you can actually see where I would take a stroke, wait a little while, and then it would harden, and I'd re-go over it with my brush. And this is almost a coat on a coat because that first coat had dried, so it didn't get a chance to blend into that. That's okay. I'll be able to break that down a little bit with sandpaper, and it's just a small item. But if I were doing a large piece of furniture, I definitely want to be methodical with my brush strokes. There are also different techniques for applying shellac. This is just one. I could easily wet up a ball of cheesecloth and wrap that in some like an old t-shirt, and I could do a buffing method. But for my purposes, all right, here we are, and both of these pieces right now, I've got to say, they look very nice. 2 coats of shellac, they look good. It's a nice deep color with the stain and a nice sheen with the shellac. I could leave it and be satisfied, but I could go one step further and be even happier. You can't tell so much with the camera when I turn it around to the back, but this is as smooth as a baby's bottom, or a freshly shaven cheek, no pun intended. So in order to get that feel to it, I'm going to take water with a little bit of soap in it, and I'm going to do a sanding with 400 grit sandpaper, and then I'm going to dry that off with a shop towel. And then I'm going to take 000 4 zeros grade steel wool and a little bit of paste wax. I'm going to rub that in and smoothen it out with this. And then immediately thereafter, you'll buff off the wax with an old towel. Oh, and then we're done. It feels so good. I've made a jig for the drill press that will hopefully give me consistent, accurate drill holes for the... Well, there you have it. I think this turned out wonderfully. I'm very pleased. I love the finish that the shellac did. It's so smooth, and I think that gloss blends in with the rest of the gloss on the other furniture that we have in our house, so that's great. I like these brass fittings that we did. It's not classic mission, but I thought it was a nice modern flair. I had more brass pieces, and in fact they were this exact height here. I was going to put 2, 1 in each corner, and just super glue them up there for a little effect, but I thought, no, in this case less is more. So these work just perfectly, and there's space for stuff up here, and it's great. So what kind of furniture do you like? Are you into mission style furniture? Tell me about that in the comment section below, and tell me what you thought of any of the techniques that I used today. I'm always open to learning new things and hearing what people have to say. So if you like what you saw today, be sure to subscribe. There's hundreds of videos, you're bound to like something. There's a Patreon page if you'd like to contribute directly to what you see. Don't forget to watch the companion video, the mission style wall sconce, and until next time, bye!